Shabbat Shalom, and I greet you in the name of the Most High. My name, Brother Yadan. As I promised, I'm bringing you the first part of a series as I chose my chosen people, our color, and our identity. It's all about us, I must say, because we've been neglected by the entire planet. There are millions of us, but we're still silent. With over 350 million people in this country, but us being the children of slaves, maybe 39 to 45 million. They say at the most 45 million of us against what? Now, as I tell the story that I've been waiting to tell for so long about our travails, about our truths, about the facts that have been lied to you for so many years, I bring to you the true belief of our curse, of our identity, our color, and our status. Some of the things that you will hear, you'll probably say that I don't relate to uh, Shabbat Shalom. I don't relate to Yeshua. I don't relate to the Hamashiach. I don't relate to Selah. I don't relate to certain things that you may speak on. But the point that I'm making is this. The truth is this, and it'll set you free. No man can bondage you to his belief and teach you his belief without you knowing your true identity. Finding out that we're bigger than what we were taught, and that because we've been in a strange land, we've lost our way. But I'm here to bring you back, to show you the truth. In the book of Deuteronomy, the book of Leviticus, these books, and books of Jeremiah, the book of Zechariah, and the books of Hosea, the book of Joel, these are books that validate our identity. These are things that have happened to us. As the first 14 books in the book of Deuteronomy, 1 through 14, tell you all the things that we will inherit, that we will be entitled to, that is our blessing forever and forever. That don't mean for a little while. That don't mean till the New Testament come in. That means forever and forever. If you read the first 14 verses of Deuteronomy, 1 through 14, you will see the blessing that bestow upon us. And after that, the 15th verse to the 68th, calamities fall upon you. And I will start with these calamities right now. And I've carefully dissected these things for you. As I went through these things, as I researched, I had to go back through certain parts of the scriptures. I had to go back through Deuteronomy 40, Deuteronomy 28, verses 40 to 45 to 49. Then I go back to 23, because they all, in a way, that's a coded book that God gave us to interpret his words. Now I'm going to start with you, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 45 through 50. I'll start very slowly with you. I'm going to read it to you. That way you know these are not my words. These are the words of the Most High from his book. Now I have the original King James Version, as I spoke earlier, the 1611, the 14 books, the Apocrypha, they called it, the truth, that tells the entire story about how you steal our identity, how we become falling in love with pagan idol worshiping, where the 10 tribes went, and our bestowed land that we will receive one day. Okay, here we go at 45, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. It says here, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord, thy most high God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded us to keep. Now verse 46 say, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. 47 said, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Verse 48 said, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things you will want for. And he shall put a yoke upon your neck until you have been destroyed. And he said, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from a far end of the earth, as swift as an eagle. And what country is swift as an eagle? We know that is that bird, that seventh nation, that seventh kingdom that we fall prey to, the last bondage, the last voyage. The eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Did we understand when we came into this land? No, we did not. The curse is true. It tells you detail. I didn't write it. The Most High said, this is the way you read it. It said, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor even to the young. That means what? Exactly what does it mean? I'll go over one more. Now, verse 68 tells you this. Now, we know that the house of bondage is Egypt. And Egypt is the house of bondage in all nations. It's symbolic. America, symbolic of the house of bondage. Egypt is the house of bondage. Assyria, Babylon, Persia, Media, Greece, and Rome, and America. It said, and I'm speaking to the scriptures that you read from your book, but if I read in the original Hebrew, King James 16:11, it kind of complicates things for you. So I'm going to read straight and strictly from the book that you should really understand better. It said, and the Lord shall bring to thee. He'll bring you again, he said, again, with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And thou shalt be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. You can't get your freedom. Nothing will save you. You own that last bondage, that voyage to America, and no man shall buy you or set you free. I'm going one step further, and as I said, it's a long series, so it'll be very short, so you'll be able to comprehend and understand and follow me all the way through. Now I'm going to go one further to Deuteronomy chapter 28 again, to verse 25. Deuteronomy 28, verse 25, it says here, the Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against thee, and you shall flee 7 ways the other way, and shall be removed unto all the kingdoms of the earth. You're going to be scattered everywhere is what he's telling you. You will not know your ground, but he said, I'm going to let you find a way back to me. Even though all the hardship, the heartaches you've given me, he's telling us, but you're going to find a way back to me. And I can prove it to you in the book of Revelation, but I'm not that far yet. Now I went to verse 25. Now I'll go back to verse 23. I went to 25. Now I'm going back to 23. 23 said, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. You're going to be trapped. That's all it means. You're going to be trapped. Nobody explains it to you because the Hebrews have been eliminated out of everything in Christianity because they just overtook our identity, as those false Jews in Israel right now are doing, Palestine. But we are the chosen children. And I will continue my series because I went back to 23 that tells me just like that, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth is under thee shall be iron. You're going to suffer, people. You're going to suffer. 400 years in a strange land is what we were under. The bondage. Yes, we were under the bondage. Now, I'm 23, and I did a reverse. Now, if I went to 28 and to 30. Now, I go to 30, it said, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. You will want, your eyes will wander. The man is with your wife. Betroth your wife. Sell your children. These are the people that said that we are Christians, that they love us, gave us an opportunity to become Christian in 1798. I thank you for so much for that. Now, I'm going to revert back to verse 65. 65, this book is so amazing. It said, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease. You find no ease at all. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. You're gonna wail. You're gonna whine. You're gonna be in turmoil for quite some years, hundreds of years, as you've seen. If you trace our history back when they said they brought us there in 1619, August 20th, 1619, on the banks of the Jamestown River, where we're at now. My family came through that area. I know my identity because I'm from that area. I am Hebrew Israelite, and proud, and shouted from the top of the mountain because I know one thing for sure is this: you cannot take my identity, because the Most High has opened our eyes to see our direction now. Learn not the way of the heathens in the land. And that's what we've learned, the ways of the heathens in the land. And I'm going to stop right here because I think I've gone over the time. I think I got to verse, what was it? Verse 65, I believe. And I stopped at 65. So I'll pick up on Deuteronomy 28 to 41 on the second part. This is the first part, on the second part. And we should continue to teach on the Sabbath day. I will only do this on Sabbath. And I'm going to say to you, in the name of the Most High, Yahushua, and his son Yeshua, and Hamashiach, and the Rahakadash, the Holy Spirit, I say to you, Shabbat Shalom.